Alrighty. Yeah, you guys can hear me good. Good, good, good. So, right now we are going to be playing Walter's War. This is the game made by me, and we're going to play test it. Now, I play test mission 1 and 2. Mission 1 was a little difficult. Mission 2 was easy as hell. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to our infamous Roll20 because we do not have a tabletop to actually do this on. And we're going to play our game. This is designed as a single player experience or a co-op experience. So what you do is you go to your Kingdoms of Oblivion homepage. You see these beautiful things. See all this? You got your rule book. And right here we have Walter's War. There's going to be more wars coming up, but they are for later times. As you can see, they don't have an underline. So we're going to click on Walter's War. Boom. None survived. Take command of 3 armies and lead them towards a shared finale across 5 narrative-driven missions. Walter's War is set during the infamous War of Three Nations, a 20-year conflict where the line between good and evil is blurred beyond recognition. Yet, the cost in blood is unmistakable. Lead the Kurnish in a desperate bid to drive out the invading forces, knowing retreat means annihilation. March with the Freyrens in a righteous and unforgiving campaign to reclaim what was taken by force. Guide the Theocratians on a holy crusade to reclaim that which should never have been lost, no matter the price. No victory comes without ruin, no cause emerges unscarred. All campaigns are solo co-op only. And here are your requirements. So you can click on the rulebook here. Boom. Let's just close all these fucking tabs. Yeah, let's just close all these tabs. So this is the first link. Boom. Kingdoms of Oblivion quick start rules. So you got your turn phases, which is you roll 2d6 plus the charisma modifier that's highest. Activation tokens. So your army units divided by 2 is your army size. Sorry, I was reading that real quick. You have your movement phase. Your movement is tied to your armor. So if your unit has leather armor, they can move 6 inches. If they have iron armor, they can only move 5 inches. If they have steel, they can only move 4. Turning a unit costs 1 turn, 1 inch, 1 inch. Attack phase, you declare your target. You pick whatever modifier column you are rolling on. You roll your 2d6 and you read the total damage. If you land a crit, the crit is damage plus a 1d6. Weapon ranges. If you're melee, then you just have to be adjacent to the target. If you're two-handed melee, then you get 2 tiles, so you're a little bit farther. You can poke them down. Bows have 6 tile range, but you have a -1 modifier to 4 thing. It should say here that you get 2 tile ranges and you get 2 extra damage, but that's fine. We're not going to worry about that. Guns is 2 tile range with 3 plus damage. Javelins are 3 tile range with 2 damage. Typical dice roll modifiers for your average. Honestly, we should probably get rid of this because we do have a modifier chart. But then you have your damages here, which is that it's your endurance times 2. It's shared by a unit. A hero unit has 2.5 times. Damage minus armor equals HP loss. 0 HP equals whole unit removed. 25% or less equals charisma roll +1 modifier for heroes if you're within a 6-inch radius. Yep. So here we go. These are army lists. We have the Fryrens. So as a Fryren, you don't give any buffs to your peasants or standard units, only to veterans and heroes. So the Fryrens are a very elite army where you're only going to be helping yourself. You're not going to be helping your massive waves of cannon fodder. There are sub-factions that you have to choose from. You got House Drevian. Red and green colors. They can field 2 additional peasant quality units for free. House Albris. Albris, any knight or hero fielded gets +2 movement to next turn after killing or routing a unit. House Valcor. They can reroll failed attacks once every 2 turns. House Revialan can deploy their army 6 inches more on the map. That gives them more coverage. Then you have your units. You have your hero unit, which is the Chival. Chival is just 1 model. He gets 9 strength, 9 endurance, 3 in the rest. 7 melee skill. This guy is a very one-trick pony kind of ordeal. He's only here to cut someone in half. 4+ damage from his steel claymore, and that claymore gives him 2 tile range, so he gets pretty damn nice. He has a special rule, which is that he is mounted on a horse, giving him a movement total of 6, despite being in steel armor. This is the whole thing with the Fryrens, is that they have the fastest and the best veteran units in the entire game. They are heavily armored, heavy hitting, heavy stats, and they're fast. They can cut across the board before you know it. They have a +3 modifier to rolls. I uphold command of your lives and this land as decreed by the Book of Chivalry. Chival Lord executing a rebellion. Veteran units. We have the Banner Knights. These are like your most veteran guys. Banner Knights are 8 models. They're Fryren. They're 7 strength, 7 endurance. See, they're like 2 points lower than the Chival Lord. But despite this, they're still steel shield, steel sword, steel armor. They're much tankier than the Chival Lord. They get +2 mod to their attacks. Upon steed or steel, my honor will preserve. An Order Knight. An Order Knight is your weakest of veteran units for the Fryrens. So they're 6 points. They're not 7 points like these guys are. 8 models. 7 strength, 7 endurance, just like these guys. But the difference is that they are they're more damage, but they're less armor. And obviously, they are not nearly as good. The fact that they have less armor means that they're not going to be surviving blows as frequently. Only through blade and men does our order reign. House Knights. 8 veteran units. And here we see they have 8 strength, 8 endurance, so they're 1 point below the Chival Lord. And as such, look at that, they have a +3 mod. They are way better. These are the best. So it goes, House Knights are the best, Order Knights are the worst, Banner Knights are somewhere in between. Banner Knights, I would recommend if you need more tankiness. Let's say you have an army, and the enemy has an army that's just full of veteran units, or units that can slow you down. Like, let's say you're fighting a guy who has a bunch of peasants. Yeah, you could go a House Knight or a Order Knight and cut down half of that peasant army really, really fast. But the problem is that if they keep landing consistent hits on you or they keep stalling you, slowing you down, then the Banner Knight is going to do better because they're tankier. Now, if you're in a situation where it's veteran versus veteran, yeah, you may want the Order Knights or the House Knights because they'll cut them down fast. But the House Knight, steel armor, steel claymore, they do almost as much damage as a Chival Lord. They do as much damage as a Chival Lord. The only difference is they have less HP to work with. And, of course, they're expensive as shit. Our banner is one of triumph, House Albris Knights. The lore behind this is that if you are a Order Knight, you are basically just a regular knight. These are literally just regular guys. If you're a veteran, you're probably going to be a Banner Knight. Someone who actually has a title of some sort or possibly leading other knights. That would be you. The House Knight are knights who not only proven themselves, but have actually been invited into a noble house. These House Knights are tied to those sub-factions, so you'll see them as one of these. So you'll never see an Order Knight who is House Valcor. You'll never see that, but you might see a Banner Knight who is fighting for House Valcor, and they're using Valcor's banner, but they are not parts of House Valcor. House Knights, they are House Valcor. They are the embodiment of it. So that's kind of the way it works. Is an Order Knight may choose to join a House Valcor act, but they're not a part of it. A Banner Knight is taking up their cause, but they are not a part of it. House Knights are a part of the organization. Then here's our standard units. You got Scoremen and Linemen. That is it. Scoremen, which have 4 perception, 4 endurance. They don't get the Fryrin buff, so they don't get that extra strength and endurance. They have shitty iron armor, shitty iron bows, iron sword, because they do 4 damage, and they only do 2 damage if they hit a half blow. -1 mod to attacks, and -2 mods if they're shooting past that 4 ranged mark. The lore tells us to shoot a man, but it's always us who must finish the job once we find him. Yeah, not exactly nice people. Linemen. These guys are your tanks. They have 2 melee, 2 cunning, iron sword, iron shield, iron dagger. They do less damage than the Scoremen. -2 mod to attacks. Stand, wait, and hope we're not the ones crushed by meteors today. Yep. Not very promising. Peasant units. They only get 1, which is the levy. The levy is just a simple blob of shit. They can use a bow or a sword. Their damage is pitiful. It's equal to the linemen's, but obviously they're much cheaper. They're 1 point, whereas these guys are 2 points. They have -2 mod to all attacks, -3 to mods for attack ranges beyond 4 tiles. We were told to pick up a weapon and fight. Then we can die on the farm as the code intended, whatever that meant. So this is the army we're working with. This is the soul, the embodiment of what it is we're capturing. I'm not going to get into the Kernish or the Theocrat because we'll do their campaigns later. Here is the modifier chart. This chart is important. You could print this out and then just have it next to your table. So that way you don't have to keep looking at the website. But as you can see, if you're rolling a -1 modifier, this is what you're looking for. If you're rolling a +1 modifier, this is what you're looking for. It's already baked into it. It even leaves little notes. Hey, critical misses are impossible at a +2 modifier. Much like how at a -3 modifier, solid hits are impossible. You're only able to hit glancing blows. So if you're fighting at a -3, you really don't want to do this. I didn't put a note, but when you're at a -1 modifier, you're unable to crit. It's impossible. You can only do solid hits. So this is one of the big things with these charts is I try and make it as easy as possible. These are the campaigns. I should probably say something here like, hey, these are the campaigns, but hey, whatever. The Honor March. Mission 1, Writ of Expanse. Narrative setup. Dear Chival Lord, you are hereby granted the Writ of Expanse. March upon the meager border fort and claim it in the name of the law. This will not be the slaying of a beast, but a campaign of irritation, delays, cowards, and pest meant to sap your men's focus. Local farms may be seized to sustain morale, and nearby gold mines promised modest glory. For Cheval Henri. So we have our map. As I said, I kind of played a little bit earlier. So we'll put our hills down. This is our hill. Gives +2 mod to attacks, -2 mod to melee attackers. So we're going to put a hill there. And we're going to put a hill there. Because this is roughly our side of the map. The bush terrain doesn't matter. I should really just delete it. Unless you're burning them. But for me, I'm not going to be doing that. So next is our Friaren army. So we get 2 scoremen and 2 linemen. Our army is a value of 8 points total. That is useless, but there's a point to it. There we go. The way I'm doing this is I am just simply making it where 1 square is 1 troop in 1 inch. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, that's 10 men in a single unit. This is our scoreman. And then what is our enemy army? 3 villagers and 2 bandits. Beautiful. Oh, I'm sorry. They had to be higher than that. Bandits everywhere. Now, the villagers you may see have really good HP values because they're Kurnish. So we got villagers, bandits, all sorts of things. And then we have our hills. So, primary objective, secure the stores. Control objective A or B for 3 consecutive turns. A controlled objective must have no enemy units within contest range. Bonus objective, cleanse the pests. Kill or rout both bandit units during the mission. Special rules. If routed, they retreat as normal but represent ongoing unrest, increasing enemy armies over time. 2 villager units added to the next mission if routed. The mission ends with us either completing the mission or all of our units die. And then here's our point shop. This point shop is going to be from our objectives. So let's begin. So with this being said, we have 2 activation tokens because our army size is 4. So you divide that in half, that's 2 tokens. So we are going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we'll go 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. That's the end of our turn. Now, the way because what it is that we have iron armor. Since we have iron armor, we are unable to move 6 tiles. That being said, the Kurnish army, we're going to look down here. Standard units, they have bandits who are wearing iron armor as well. And they have peasants. They have their villagers. Villagers are using pitchforks, which is +3 damage, and just cloth, so no armor. They are able to move 6 tiles. That being said, they have the same army composition as us. So they're going to have 2 activation tokens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the end for their turn. The way combat works is you are able to move and then fire. If you do an action before you move, you lose your movement. So we're going to put our agents up here more in the front, and we're going to shoot our arrows at this guy. Now, we are rolling with a -1 mod, but since we're on top of a hill, that gives us a +1 mod. So we're going to look at our +1. We're going to look here. So we need to roll 6 to 8 for glancing blow, or a 9 to 10 for solid hit, 11 or 12 for a crit. So let's go over to our dice. 2d6 and 8. 8 is a glancing blow. We are going to do glancing blow is 2 damage. You can also always look down here. Go to your scoreman. Glancing blow is 2. These guys are going to get hits, -2. They're now at 6 HP. Now is time for another one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we're going to position you there. And that is the end of our turn. Now it's the enemy's turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom, they are now in melee. That being said, they are attacking a hill, which gives them a -2 modifier. They're already at a -2, so now they're attacking from a -4. That means that they're going to be at -3. And with a -3, they're only able to do a glancing blow. So they just do 2 damage, but -1, because we have 1 armor. So that's going to do just 1. Now we're at 7. Yay. When you're an archer, you cannot shoot when you're entangled in melee, but there's no penalty for running backwards. That will be more faction specific, and that's the way I interpret it, is that there are some games where the whole point of someone's army is to skirmish, to hit and run. But in a lot of games that I've played, running is penalized. You should never run because the enemy will attack you if you try to break away from melee. So that's the reason why I would suggest, with my own game design, don't do that. And that's the way I'm treating this game. So we use 1 unit, so now we can use the other. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Beautiful. It is now our turn again. We're going to back up just a little bit, and we're going to shoot. Mind you, we're striking with a +1 mod. +1. We miss. Isn't that amazing? Now we're going to use this archer. So we're going to be attacking with a 0 mod because he's so far away. And that does go through. A 0 mod is a glance. So we're doing 2 damage. Just straight up 2 damages today, man. Whew. That is the end of our turn. That being said, oh yeah, I forgot to put the objectives. There's our objectives. I forgot the objectives. So now we're gonna have the villagers are gonna charge in. They're still attacking with a -4 mod. So let's see. A 12. Oh my god. That's only a glancing blow. Dude, these peasants are so fucking lucky. Oof. Not him. My bad. My archer. -1. There we go. The other villager. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. And we're gonna roll our 2d6. 4. That is a critical fail, but if we go under Kernish, peasants cannot critically fail. They can only miss. There's a reason why the Kernish have this rule, and that's because when you critically fail an attack, you take 2 damage to yourself. 2 damage. These guys have only 8 HP and they have no armor. If that was the case, they would literally kill themselves. Especially with the -2 modifier, they're more likely to fail than anything else. And as the Kernish, you want to have a big blob of just shit. So this is how they play. You're kind of seeing it firsthand, though. They really are shit, and that's the point. So they fail. It is now our turn. With the scoremen, we can back up 1 tile. That's fine. We can now roll the dice. We're still on the hill, so we get a +2. And we fail again. Great. Now we're going to move up our linemen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. Perfect. That is the end of our turn. This is now turn 3. We're going to move up 1 with our villagers, and we're going to try to attack again. 10. That's our fucking 1 damage. The other villager, we're going to attack. They fail. Cool. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to move up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. The linemen, do they have I think they don't have spears. Yeah, they just have iron swords. Yeah. So I have to actually get like up close to them. So we move this up, and we're going to move our archers back. And we're going to move them about there. We're going to shoot our bows. 9. With a +1 modifier, that is a solid hit. Now, with these guys, we do a whopping... I didn't write it down there, but that's okay. Scoremen do 4 damage. With 2 out of 8 HP, the Kernish, they have a 0 modifier to their charisma rolls. So we have to roll charisma, see if this guy is going to retreat. 7, that goes through. He is staying in the fight. What a lucky son of a bitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to just move up the other one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. With that being said, we're going to move up with our... We're actually going to move backwards. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Beautiful. So now with a -1 mod, because now we're not on the hill anymore. 5. -1, that is a miss. Oh, thank God. That almost was a crit. That could have been really bad. And then with our other archer, we're shooting at this villager again. 10, that's a full hit. This villager is dead. 4 damage with 2 HP. He is gone. Boonts, boonts, boonts. Another one bites the dust. Boonts, boonts, boonts. Another one bites the dust. And another one gone. Another one gone. Another one bites the dust. Alright, so standing on a hill, they're still suffering from the -2 penalty. So now they're attacking with a -4 mod. Let's see them go to work. A 10. They are still hammering out hits. Dude, this guy is fucking nuts. So the linemen are fighting, and they're not fighting anything in particular, but they do have a -2 mod to attacks. they suck. This is one of the things that I like about my system is that if your unit is tangled in melee, they don't have to attack. You could just hold them. And this is the part of area denial. Seeing how this little tiny gap here, this little gap, is a gap that stops the villagers from engaging on my scoremen. So because of this gap, my scoremen can still shoot them with the bow. And it's all because my lineman was moved up. I didn't even intend for that. That just happened to be the way the game played. So that's awesome. And that's really how you should be using these guys. When your melee unit has really bad modifiers for attacking, just use them as lines. Just use them as barriers to block people off. So with that being said, the scoreman is going to make a shot 9 with a -1 mod that should be just a glancing blow. Okay, so this guy's going to take another 2 damage. And you know what? It's a -2 modifier to attack. So there is a chance that we're going to crit and end up hurting ourselves. But we're going to fucking take it. 7. A -2 modifier. 7 is a... Nope, it's just a miss. Okay, cool. So that's the end of our turn. The bandits are going to push up. So I need to measure this out. Yeah, they're way too far. We can't even like land a hit on them. Shit. What we can do though is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we'll just move. And then we'll just have the archer shoot this guy again. Oh boy. That is a crit. So now we take 2 damage. If we take 1 more damage, we're going to have to do a charisma roll on our scoremen, and they may retreat because they have a -1 mod. Yikes. So with that being said, the villagers are going to attack our linemen. They crit, but they can't crit, so they just stuck. The bandits, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that is it for them. Scoremen are going to try one more time. Oh my god. Jesus. They're just missing. With a -1 mod? Yeah, that's a crit. Okay, cool. Now we have to roll based on a -1 mod. They stay in the fight. Okay, cool. Yeah, we can't even help them. We're too far away. Okay, lineman. We need you to do some big dick damage, okay, buddy? Here we go. 8 with a -2 mod. I think that's a fail. Yep. Okay. Well, let's see if those villagers get a hit. Nope. Alright, let's see if 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're coming out so they could try to flank. So our scoreman is going to back up a bit. And we're going to roll 2d6. Okay, well, our scoremen just killed themselves because they couldn't fire their bows without crit missing. That's great. Yep, too far away. So, we can't do anything. Cool. Villagers are going to try to attack again. They fail. Our linemen are going to try to hit the villagers. There we go. Okay. I was like, what the fuck just happened? Okay. There we go. Still missing. As I said, I think Fryrens have the hardest first mission, but then they have the easiest late mission. So we're going to move these guys up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's just move 3. And then let's turn them to the side. So that's 4, and then we'll move 5. Okay. As I said, you just want to keep the linemen like this. With the peasants, they're going to try to attack again. Nope, they miss. Okay. 1 movement. 1, 2, 3, 4. That perfectly gets them in the fight. Now with them, they get a -1 mod to attacks. They are not nearly as bad as the linemen are. They still fail. Now, they are not peasants. They will suffer damage. So because of that, that's -2. Scoremen, 8. And that is with a +1 modifier. Because they're on top of the hill. So they're just going to do a glancing blow. That's 2 damage. This guy does have iron sword and shield, so he's just going to take 1. He did more damage to himself than we did with our arrows. Hell yeah, baby. And then besides that, we're going to have just, we have no choice but to use our lineman. So we'll try this lineman here. A 9. And with a -2, that's a glancing blow. With a 9, that's a 1. One whopping damage. Great. So with that being said, we're going to roll the dice. That's a -3 mod. That's not going to land. Yeah, we need a 10. And then for the bandits, we're going to roll 2d6. An 8 with a -1 is barely a hit. Good job. So it's going to be 2 damage, but minus the 1 armor. Boom. It's a slugfest. Okay, that's what's going on right now. A 7 with a -2 mod. Yeah. Yeah, that's a fail. Scoreman, you're shooting with a +1 mod. Please crit. 10. +1 mod. I believe 10 is not a crit. Yeah, it's just a solid hit. So that means you're going to do your full damage, which is 4 damage, I believe. Yeah, 4 damage. -2, so he takes 2 damage. We're whittling down the bandits. We're going to get that bonus objective. We're going to get it. Now, villagers are going to try to attack again. They fail. Bandit is going to attack our lineman. 10. He is attacking with a -1, so a 10 is still a glance. Wow. So that's going to be 2 damage, -1. Yeah, so lineman, please. 6. With a -2. Yeah, it's on the verge of a crit. Jesus. Scoreman. 6 with a +1. That should be a glance. Yeah, that's a glance. So that's going to do just 1 more damage to this guy. This guy is 10 HP, so we need to get him to 2 HP and he'll start to rout. He'll start running away. So we're going to come back over here. We're just stuck, dude. Nothing's happening. Cool. All right, bandits. Time for you to go. And that's a fail as well. Okay, everyone's failing their attacks. Lineman fails his attacks. That's a crit fail. -2. Great job, buddies. You guys are killing yourselves. Scoreman. +1 mod. Yes. +1. That's a glancing blow. He takes 1 more damage. All right. Villagers. Nothing. Bandits. A 7 with a -1. That's nothing. Oh my god. All right. Archers. We'll start with you this time. A 9. That is a solid hit. He is now down to 1 HP. Let's roll the dice. He's a 0 mod because he's Carnish, so they have higher charisma, so he's more likely to resist running away. He fails. He is now fleeing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Villagers. We're gonna get you wiped out by the linemen. They're just killing themselves, dude. They are honest to God just killing themselves, dude. This is fucking driving me crazy. Okay, Kernish, it's your turn. Let's see. He actually recovers. He recovers from his route. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's back in melee. Fails his melee attack. Cool. The bandits over here. Villagers, my bad. They fail their attack. Okay. Archers, shoot those bandits. You have a +1 mod. That is a fail. Fuck. Are you kidding me? You know what, linemen, these linemen. You're a -2 mod. Let's see. Oh my god. -2, that's a solid hit. That does 1 whopping damage. That kills him. Alright, that is the end of our turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Eight. Yeah, that's not gonna work. With a -3 mod, you need to have a 10 to even land a hit. I'm getting my ass kicked, dude. So we're gonna back up a bit. One, two, three, four, 5. That's the end of our turn. These villagers, are they just gonna keep? Yeah, they're gonna keep failing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. Now these bands are attacking with a -3 mod because now they're on the hill. A 7. Nope. That does not go through. With a -3 mod, it's just a miss. They almost crit failed. So we're gonna back up here. Yeah, let's back up here so that way we still maintain the hill advantage. Now with a +1 mod on the bandits. 7, that goes through. They take 1 damage. With these guys, we're going to turn them. It's going to cost us a movement. There we go. We turned them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. So now we have these guys. I'm going to put this in the GM layer so I can still see it, but I just can't click on it. So now with the lineman in the way, we're not going to attack. We're going to forego attacking. We just moved them and that's it. So now as the bandits are going to attack. That is a crit. They take 2 damage. The peasants here, they fail. Cool. All right. Our linemen are now in their place. We're not going to move them. Actually, we are going to move them. Boom. We moved them once. Now we're completely blocking the guy. Now our scoremen are going to shoot with a +1 mod. That is a fail. Fucking fantastic. So bandits are attacking with a -3 mod. A 6 is a crit miss, so they are going to take 2 damage. They're going to kill themselves, is the goal. That is our hopes and dreams. It's basically a battle for the hills, because whoever owns the hills just wins the game. So now you could, if you were playing this by yourself, you could put the hills like more over here and then just have them just charge you and then your linemen sit in the front and just hold them off. That's one way of playing. I like to make it more fair game for the enemy as well as me. So now we're going to have these guys. They're going to try again. They fail. Yeah, that's not a surprise. So now here we go. Archers. 7 with a +1. That is a glancing blow still. And then we're going to look at this. We're just going to move these guys a bit. Because I might just have them come over this way and just protect the scoreman as much as possible. Bandit is going to make his attack a 12. That is a... I don't think that's a full hit. I think it's just a glancing blow with a -3. Yeah, solid hits are impossible. So he's just going to do 1 damage to this guy. Villagers. 6. Yeah, they're not gonna hit any fucking thing. 8. That's another glancing blow. So now they're at 3 out of 10. They just need 1 more damage and they're gonna rout. These guys, we're gonna run. Boom. Enemy's turn. Bandits, what are you gonna do? 7, that's just a miss. A 10 with a -3. That is a glancing blow of 1 damage. Oh boy. Wait, I think... Let's do this. Let's do 2 divided by 8. That's 25, yeah. So we do have to roll a charisma. 7, we fail. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cool, we are routed. It is now our turn, so we're gonna re-roll charisma. We succeeded. Great. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Beautiful. Our scoremen shoot. They did it. So now with the glancing blow, we're gonna roll. They hold their ground. That is not good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Fuck the villagers. No, not the villagers. They're going for my scoreman. All right. And now the bandits are going to attack. A 7. That fails. That misses. With a -3 of it, it's a 6. It's a crit fail. All right, scoreman. I need you to please, please, please. That's a fucking crit miss. We're going to try to cut off the villagers. So now we're going to have the enemy's turn. The villagers are attacking our scoremen. They fail. Bandits. That is a miss. Scoreman, please. 9. Thank you. God damn. So that kills the bandits. And then our guys, we're going to move them back here. They're going to turn. And then we're going to move up 1. There we go. Oh my god. So the villagers are now attacking with a -2 mod. Because they're no longer on the hills. So what we're going to do is we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cool. We are in range to shoot the villagers, so scoreman, you have a +1 mod. Thank God. Glancing blow, -1. That's going to put these guys into retreats if they fail their charisma. They resist their charisma, dude. Oh my god, the Kurnish are giving me such a fucking hard fight. Alright, Kurnish, get entangled into melee with our linemen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Boom. 1, 2, 3. Meet them out. With a +1 mod, that's a miss. Our fucking archers missed. And we're not going to attack with our units. I'm not even risking it, dude. Because these guys are about to fucking die. Alright, peasants are attacking with a -2 mod. Cool, they both miss. Great. Great, great, great. Scoreman, +1 mod. Please. Okay, finally, this is fucking dead. Technically, as a crit, I should roll 1d6 to increase the damage. But we're not even going to bother with that. So with these guys who are now free, we're going to send them up. Now the villager here is going to attack us. A 10 with a -2 is a glancing blow. That's going to be on this guy. He is barely alive. Our scoreman is going to shoot with a +1 mod. 7, that's a glance. Villager is going to attack our guy and fucking try to finish him off. That is a miss, barely. Our scoreman is going to shoot him back. Another glancing blow. Oh my fucking god. The villager misses. Our archer hits with another glancing blow. Dude, what the fuck am I looking at? It's just constant glancing blows. Peasants. 6. Our archers hit a 9. That's a full hit. So now we're going to take 4 damage. They're going to roll 2d6 for charisma. They resist. They're going to roll again. They fucking miss. Linemen shoot a glancing shot again. Oh my god. We're going to look and see how long that was. That was almost 30 minutes in just mission 1. But we completed it and we got all the goodies. So now we're here with Friaren campaign number 2. With the point shop, we can increase the stats of our troops and change their weapons for points. We can also buy units from the Friaren army list. Now, in this case, I'm going to use my 8 points that I have to buy a knight, particularly the house knights. So now let's look here. Mission number 2. Dear Chival Lord, eager to begin your expanse? Though these foes are little more than peasants, nay worse, that is no excuse for the absence from the field. This is a matter of honor, not logistical footnote. Ride forth as a true Friaren and show these lawless curs what a knight of chivalry is capable of, for honor. 1 altar in the center of the map. So one of the rules is we don't have a noble house faction buff. Cool. So we get Shiva Lord, and we have up to 2 units of our choosing. We'll just take the Scoreman. Fuck it. Enemy forces is 4 bandits and 1 of Archie's bastards. All right. So now we have our Chival. Let us review our campaign objectives. Objective: ride them down. Chivalord must reach the enemy deployment zone. Chivalord must begin and end a full turn within the zone. If the Chivalord is killed, the mission is lost. Bonus objective: desecrate the altar. 6 points. When a Fryren unit first controls the altar, immediately spawn 3 laymen within 6 inches of it. The player must kill or rout all spawn laymen. So, we need to make a layman unit. Let's type monk. There's undoubtedly monks. So we're going to be roughly about that. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. There we go. Laymen are a peasant unit of the of these guys. Look at that. 4 HP only. Fucking pitiful, dude. There we go. So here we are. We're going to charge out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We only have 3 units, so we're only able to move 1 guy at a time because it's our units divided by 1. So the enemy is going to move. They have 5 units, so that means 2 of them can move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. 5, 6. Our Chivalord is going to swipe. Now, our Chivalord is a +3 mod. 9. 9 is a critical hit, so now we roll 1d6. 3. So a Chivalord. The Chivalord, this is where the campaign gets very easy very, very quickly. Chivalord does full damage of 11. So 11 plus 3 is 14 damage. This guy has only a iron sword, an iron shield, and an iron armor. So he's dead. He's just dead as hell. He just got done with 11 damage. With that, that is the end of our turn. Now, here comes the fun part. All the bandits are going to start swarming our lord. But that's the point of the Fryrens, is you want to hit them hard and be the first ones to initiate. If they start ganging up on you, you're fucked. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Beautiful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what we're going to do is now have our lord. 1, 2, 3, 4. And because he's still in range, he can attack these guys because he's got a 2-handed weapon. 6 with a +3 mod. Glancing blow. And how much damage is that? 5. So we're going to hit this guy for 5 damage. 4. So now he's 8 out of 12. Now, since we just triggered our secondary objective, great. We're fucking surrounded. All right. Archie's bastards are going to charge in. Now, Archie's bastards are dual wielding daggers and they're poisoned. So, with -1 mod, and they can attack twice a turn. Wow. So, they land a hit. That's going to be. Glancing blows 3 damage. With a -1 mod, I think. Yeah, it's a glancing blow. So they're going to hit me with 3 damage. +1 because of the poison. I do have 2 armor, so we're going to take 2 damage total. And then we're going to have these guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're just out of range. And then these guys are a third faction, so they get to do their own thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Boom. Now these guys are attacking with a dog shit modifier of -2. Yep. Yep. They both miss. Cool. Alright, Chival Lord. Start cracking. Let's wipe out these Archie's bastards. With a +3 mod, that's going to be Glancing Blow. That's another Glancing Blow, so 5 damage. My stat is 4. Dude, holy shit. So 4 divided by 12, is that 25? No, we're almost there. 3 divided by 12, I think, is 25%. Yeah. So, enemies' turns. Archie's Bastards fails. Those are 2 crits. So, they are dead. Technically, there should have been a charisma roll, but because I just did both attacks at the same time, that's technically it. So now the other guy's going to move up, and he's going to be striking with a -1 mod. Was it -1? Yeah, it was. So with an 11, that's a full damage of 4. We have 2 armor, so it's going to reduce it down to 2. Our Chival Lord is just taking everybody out, dude. Alright, lay servants. 8 and 7. With a -2 dice roll. Yeah, those are failed. Okay, cool. Chival Lord, do your business. Kill the bandit. 10. Yep. That is 11 damage. Now with dice roll +3, that's a critical hit. Oh my god. Yep, you're just as dead as that other bandit. Holy crap. The Chival Lord does not put up with bandits. He's like, you scratch my armor. Swings and kills everybody in one fucking hit. Oh my god, dude. Oh, it's so good. Alright, so now the bandits are moving up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. The 2 laymen try to strike. One of them does. Layman do 1 damage. Cool. Chival, do what you do best, buddy. Yep. That's a glancing blow, and since they have no armor and we just hit them for 5 damage, that's crazy. All right. Carnish turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Shiva Lord, do your business. Yep, that just killed another one. And then the Carnish are going to move up again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, with the Carnish campaign, it's mostly just kill everybody. The other campaigns have a little bit more nuance to them, but with the Fryren campaign, it's mostly just kill everybody. And you are going to see that too with the objectives on how they change in different campaigns. So right off the bat, our Chivalord is going to move up. 1, 2. We do have a 2-range weapon, so we could strike from a 2-tile distance. We're going to smite that. Yep, that's dead as hell. Because a 9 is a crit, so we can roll 1d6. Yeah. That's more than enough. Because we do 11 damage. He blocks 2 damage. So even if we roll a 1, he's still dead. It's still 10 HP. Alright. Carnish are going to get entangled here with our House Knights. And they immediately crit. Cool. Crit fail. Laymen are going to charge in. Do 10. They actually do hit our Lord for 1 damage. Cool job. Shiva Lord, kill them. Thank you. We just crit that, so that's 4 HP. Oh my god. The bonus damage was as much HP as they had. That's fucking insane. So we just completed the secondary objective because we just killed all the laymen. But you could see how this campaign is somewhat rough. Here you are, just a lone lord. You charge in, and now you're surrounded on all sides. It's like, holy shit. But in the end of the day, you're a lord. You are a Fryren noble. They are not. The bandits are going to try to attack again. They fail. And our House Knights. House Knights have similar +3 mods, so they're going to cleave this guy down. With a +3 mod, that is a glancing blow. They deal an amazing whopping 5 damage. These guys reduce it by 1, so now they're at fucking 4 HP. Oh my goodness. I mean, they reduce it by 2, my bad. Yeah, they're at half of their HP. Bandits are going to try again. Wow. Bandits are a -2 or -1? -1. And with an 11, yeah, that's just going to be a full hit. They're going to do a whopping 4 damage. -2. These guys are going to smite. Mm-hmm. So with a +3 mod, that is a solid hit, not a glancing blow. I thought that was a glancing blow. So that means their full damage is 11. Yeah, this guy's dead as shit. Ba-da-da-ding. Done. We're going to put these guys down here. Wow. Okay. So now we are at mission number 3. So we have 6 + 4. That is 10 points. Going back up to our point shop. To heal a unit is 1 point. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do 1 point here. 2 points. 3 points. 4 points. 5 points. So now we have 5 points left. Is there anything in the Friren army that we could use for 5 points? In this case, no. We can hold on to our points. That's not a problem. So we're just going to kind of make a little side note here. We're going to type it up in the Discord. All right, now here comes where the campaign opens up. Honor or glory, dear Chival Lord, you have earned my respect, and I formally withdraw my earlier words. Intelligence reports that a gold mine held by the Theocrats has doubled its guard. They may be preparing to contest your claim. At the same time, the Kernish dogs attempt to organize a defensive line against you. You stand in a position to shatter one, but not both. The choice is yours. Campaign choice. Declare honor or glory. Before setup, the Friren player must choose a path. Glory is to strike the Kernish. Honor is to strike the Theocrats. The faction not chosen gets 2 extra veteran units in Mission 5. Place 3 objectives across the battlefield. Kernish gets supply caches, Theocrats gain gold reserves. Terrain based on chosen enemy. So, if it's against Theocrats, we get a lot of pebble terrain. If it's Kernish, we get a lot of forest. Depending on the enemy is, we get to have all of our units basically summoned. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Since we have 5 units, we get 2 activation cards, so we can use our 2 guys. And then we're going to have, if we're fighting the Kernish, we're going to have shambling knights, bowmen, old men, and villagers. If we're fighting the Theocrats, we're going to fight crusaders, temple guards, and laymen. Take and hold. Control at least 2 of the 3 objectives at the end of the round. An objective is controlled if no enemies contest it. Superiority. Kill all veteran units. Yep. The Friren player must not switch targets mid-mission. The enemy faction not chosen is assumed to consolidate forces elsewhere. So with this can mean a number of things, but with this, the way I interpret it is that if I say my Friren Chival Lord is fighting a Crusader, if the Crusader starts beating your ass, you cannot choose a different target. You have to stay there. Yep. So with that, there's only 3 missions left before the grand finale. I'm going to end the stream here because I'm getting a little tired. And while this is really cool, this is a narrative campaign. So see you guys next time. Actually, we've only been streaming for about an hour. You know what? Fuck it. You guys are going to watch some League of Legends content with me. I'm going to absolutely feed my ass off. Like, the more I'm thinking about it, the more I'm like, you know what? I actually do want to go to bed. I'm just going to go to bed. See you guys.